Hi, and welcome back to our video series on decision making using InfoTuition. I'm Shelley Rowe, and today we're going to continue our conversation about overthinking decisions. But first, let's put overthinking into the context of our decision making model, the cognition intuition balance model. So you might recall that balanced decision making is where, for particularly complex decisions, you are balancing inputs from your brain and your gut, from cognition and intuition, thinking and feeling. And that balance point is represented by the concept of InfoTuition. InfoTuition. However, overthinking, it's out of balance. We get stuck. We hesitate, we procrastinate, we ruminate. So recall that when you overthink, there's this little nagging feeling that holds you back. If you were comfortable, you would have made the decision. And remember last time we talked about questions like, why am I making this so hard? And you query your brain about the nagging feeling, and your brain answered with either fear or insight. But either way, fear or insight, you have to resolve the nagging feeling to solve overthinking. So let's look first at resolving the nagging feeling from insight. Now, you've probably experienced this. Insight is that sense that there's just more going on here than meets the eye. Or, I don't care what the numbers say. That is not the right answer. When that happens to you, don't ignore the nagging feeling. Instead, ask more questions. Probe further and keep probing until you find the source of the nagging feeling. Now, I remember a big decision that we were faced with when I was an executive for the U.S. Department of Transportation. We had a very large contract to award, and as always, we had a numerical scoring method completed by a team of people. Now, after the initial scoring, there were two teams that had scores that were very close. And when we looked at the results of the scoring, we all kind of groaned. Ugh. Something just didn't sit right with that top scoring proposal. The numbers said one thing, but it just didn't feel right. So we dug in and asked more questions, and we discovered some problems that had not been fully considered in the numerical scoring. Had we not listened and probed the nagging feeling, we could have made a selection that would have been less likely to be successful. You see, when I did those 77 executive interviews, what I heard from them over and over is that when they get that gut feel that there's just more to it than what it appears on the surface, it's a signal to them to dig in. They kept telling me that their worst decisions were when they didn't listen to the little feeling and when they didn't look for the wisdom that it was bringing. For now, when you find yourself overthinking it, notice the nagging feeling, name it, and if it's insight, dig in and ask more questions. Keep probing until you find the source of your discomfort. Ask questions to resolve it, to solve it. So that's it for now. I'll be back soon.